When does free speech cross the line? Central London, tens of thousands marching with the Palestine Solidarity Campaign on their way to Hyde Park. Passing a static counter-protest organised by Enough is Enough.
The protests about the war in Gaza are, of course, about the tens of thousands of civilians who've been killed. But they are also about the hostages that were taken on October 7th, who still haven't been returned. That is what has brought these counter-protesters up. But here in London, in the States and in France, in democracies, there is another issue. Free speech. How do we protect it? Where does free speech begin? Where does it end?
And in the middle of all this, policing. Following a week of controversy about contested exchanges between a Jewish campaigner and the Met and how to keep the peace. Many Jewish people say these marches make them feel unsafe.
So do you think they should be stopped from doing this?
Stop the hate marches.
Right.
These are hate marches.
What about free speech?
Well, we all allowed free speech, but every single Saturday, ever since October the 7th...
The government has to step on it.
Right.
And unfortunately...
So what should they be allowed to do? Because obviously they're upset about the killing.
Well, it works both ways. You know, we won't demonstrate if they don't demonstrate.
But with famine looming across Gaza and an imminent Israeli invasion of Rafah, the marches in London are unlikely to stop.
Do you worry that because of the controversy there might be people on either side, so to speak, who might want to use this to provoke the other side?
That's how you disarm the provokers. That's exactly how you disarm them. You say, welcome, come and join us. Great. We have a huge Jewish contingent here, massive Jewish contingent here, and they're here every week.
I'm assuming that you're Jewish, right?
I am, yeah.
And do you feel safe and welcomed in this protest?
Always have. I've been to most of the demos. The most uncomfortable I've been is in conversation with other Jews, actually.
The conversation in America is even more febrile. Sit-ins that began at New York's Columbia University have now spread to 14 campuses across the US, this at Emory in Atlanta. These Columbia students want their university to send a clear signal to all its funders with links to Israel.
Quad organizers have 3 demands. 1, divest all finances, including the endowment, from corporations that profit from Israeli apartheid, genocide, and occupation in Palestine. 2, complete transparency for all of Columbia's financial investments. 3, amnesty for all students and faculty disciplined or fired in the movement for Palestinian liberation.
And at UCLA, California, these are deep, deep generational divides that are being torn further apart by a war thousands of miles away that feels so close to home. And everyone has an opinion.